Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever around the world. My name is Sifu Bryan. I'm a Northern Mantis Conflict teacher with 30 years experience. It is the 24th of December 2020. Welcome to my weekly quote. Let's get straight to it. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. It's not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. What a phenomenal quote, and that's from Coach Carter. It's that is an excellent film, actually, very uplifting, very uplifting. But yes, it's phenomenal. Our deepest fear, we've all got deep fears within us, and with the situation that's happening now around the world and here in the UK, it's really bringing up our fears to a very high level. And I think in these times you really got to kind of step back, breathe, and meditate. Get your focus, get your center, because if you don't, you'll be drawn, pulled here and everywhere, because of you're being bombarded, literally bombarded every single day by the minute. Bombarded, and it's not necessarily good positive information. It is very negative, and it hits your immune system, because the more negativity that hits you, it lowers your vibration. And we are all vibrational beings. We're energetic beings. We are consciousness. And as you know, there was also a coming together of the planets, Jupiter and Saturn. And by the way, they did not social distance. They came together. I'm surprised the government didn't send out a fine for Jupiter and Saturn, for not social distancing. But anyway, let me go on. Let me go on. Sorry, I had to get that one in. Yeah. But yeah, so there was a planets coming together, and the energies from this planet, I think it only happens every 24,000 years. It happened on Monday, the 21st of December, and it was quite special, actually, because it's like a new era, a new time. They actually call this now the golden age, the age of Aquarius, age of the mind. And what's going on actually is that these people are trying to suppress our minds, and they're trying to hold down these natural energies that have come to the planet. um, these people, they know about this. These evil people know about this, and I think that's why they've put us into even a more stiffer lockdown and put us under even more pressure. Now they're actually saying that there is a second strain. There wasn't even a first. Their whole scam is literally falling apart all around them, day by day. The videos are coming hard and fast. You know what? It's hard for me to keep up with it all. I'm getting bombarded with so much information, unbelievable. For those that haven't had the time to sit down and research and so forth, because you're too busy working hard and grafting, For some people, this might be new information. For others, this may be the time to turn off my video if you don't want to hear anything but the news from the BBC. And the news from the BBC, I know that is very, how can I say, one-sided. It doesn't tell you the full story. These news channels are all working together. And these news channels, by the way, around the world are owned by 6 people. That number 6 keeps coming up, doesn't it? 666. Yeah? It's owned by 6 people. All the news channels in the world. And that's why all the information we're getting, it's the same replica information being spoken repeatedly, very subliminal information, and it's brainwashing, because it's the same information every single day, in some cases by the minute. It's ridiculous. People are being brainwashed. But the beautiful thing about it is that we are now in a time, and I cannot but emphasize, we are in a time of that great awakening. The planet is awakening. The citizens of the planet are awakening. We are now awake. Where back in the 80s, I was just busy partying. You know, I was conscious. I've always been conscious, but I wasn't really fully awake. But because of the lockdowns, I am now fully awake. And I've never really been interested in politics because of how people seem to be not very nice and very what's the word, corrupt. I think is the word I'm looking for. And it just didn't interest me at all. I just went, I ain't got time for that. It's a lot of rubbish. But because of the lockdown, it forced me to pay attention to what is actually going on in the world and what actually is our government doing. Especially as I'm in the UK, I've got more interest now in what these people are doing who say they represent us. But from what I'm seeing, they don't represent us, the people of the UK. They are representing themselves. Because what's going on is that there's a power grab going on. They're grabbing all the power, and they are telling us what to do with our own lives. They've overreached their authority. As a sovereign being, you cannot tell me what to do. As long as I do no harm, I do not kill, I do not steal, I keep the peace. Basic, simple. And by the way, this comes under common law. Yeah, common law. So it's very, very simple. Very, very simple. But they have my full attention now. Like I said, you might not like this part because I'm just gonna. But at the same time, if you want to hear facts and truth, stay with me. Stay with me. For my martial artists, yeah, stay with me. All right. All those that want to hear facts on what's going on. Now, from what I see, another paper has come out talking about a new paper, a peer-reviewed paper, was published by the Nature Journal, which takes a closer look at the 300 asymptomatic positive cases identified in Wuhan, China originally. There are more than 9 million citizens who live in Wuhan. Research found that among these 300 positive cases, not a single one of them spread the virus to any of their family members, friends, or other close contacts. All of them were found to have no viable virus inside their body. According to lab culture that were taken as part of an in-depth analysis, meaning there was no virus present to be transmitted. Scientists identified and followed 1,174 close contacts of the asymptomatic case and found that none of them tested positive for the flu. This led them to conclude, in essence, that symptomatic spread of COVID-19 is fake news, just like many have been saying all along. But there's so much information coming that what they're telling us has been a lie from the beginning. Also, we have to remind ourselves about Sweden, what they don't talk about. Yeah, Sweden has never imposed lockdowns. It's never been mandatory to wear masks. And healthy people, and this is another thing what I like, because healthy people cannot spread something they do not actually have, which is so true. All their logic makes no sense. It's not backed by science, and there's a lot of papers coming out saying masks don't work, social distancing it does not work, you know. And you have to remember, China seemed to have had it for 76 days and they seem to have gotten rid of it. Yet in the West, what are we now? 9 months in now, 10 months in, and we did all the same thing. People were wearing their masks, people were social distancing, and they still can't seem to get rid of it. Or it doesn't seem to be being dealt with. Does that make sense? China got rid of it in 76 days. We are coming up to nearly a year. It has never ever been about a virus. It's always been about control and power. Always, 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 always. And if you don't know that, you've not been paying attention. Really. And now they're saying there's a second strain, which is unbelievable. Unbelievable. They've got the front to come out with this scam. Now, another thing, in Sweden, they were going to come out with a serious control. They were going to come out with a law, an epidemic law, and this law would have been so devastating for the Danish people. They actually went out and marched for 9 days straight with pots and pans, thousands, hundreds of thousands of them. Yet the media did not televise it because it didn't suit their narrative. This media is fake and is very much a part of the problem. But these guys demonstrated in their hundreds of thousands for 9 days, and guess what? The Danish government did a U-turn. This is what the law would have entailed if they succeeded, if the Danish people just sat on their rear and did nothing. This is what was coming in for them. False facts, false imprisonment, false medications, false examinations, false hospitalizations, false isolation, and also targeting certain individual groups, all because of this virus. Could you ever imagine if that ever came in? And if they're looking at it in one country, you could bet your life they are looking at it in this country, in the UK, and in other countries. And you have to remember, they're also looking to do a health passport. Now, there was a government review or I don't know what you call it now, but it was televised in the House of Parliament, and basically they were discussing if no one didn't take the vax, would they be punished? They actually said no, they would not be, but they can't. What is it? Tell businesses what to do. So they've left that open. They've left that open. So even though these MPs said no, and they were hoping that business people were watching to say it would not be acceptable for people to be discriminated, they also left it open that they can do whatever they want. And you have to remember, the airlines, the CEOs of these airlines are very much intertwined with the government and the deep state. So we'll have to watch them, but this could be over in a day. If people just said, no, we're not having no more of this, and not put up with it, this could be stopped in a day. Because now it's getting to that point, and I've got a feeling, I've got a hunch, January, February will be the boiling point. I think it will be the boiling point where I think people just have had just about enough. Now, I was going to do an informational freedom request to the House of Commons, asking them to produce evidence that this disease actually exists. But before I was going to press the send, I double checked to make sure if anyone else had made that request. Now, I had heard of people that had actually made the request and so forth, but I needed to see it for myself. And I went onto Google first, and guess what? I found nothing. I went 9 pages deep, there was nothing. But when I went onto DuckDuckGo search engine, hey presto, it came up on the first page, and what it said: UK Government Office for Science has no record of COVID-19 virus isolated from an unaltered sample anywhere on Earth by anyone ever. And also a Freedom of Information request has also been made to to New Zealand, Canada, Australia, Germany, obviously the UK, England, Ireland, and the USA. And they are all saying the same thing. The virus has never been isolated, it's never been identified, and in science terms, it means it does not exist. Check it out, Freedom of Information requests. You will not find it on Google because they are complicit. If you don't know, they've been shutting down anyone with a different point of view. They've been shutting down doctors with a different form of view. So if people think this is a joke, this is no joke. So to find this information, I had to go into another search engine, and it came up on the first page. So if you're going to do any research, I think you might have to go to this particular website. Yeah. But anyway, so that is phenomenal. I mean, and also to do with the actual vax. What can I say? From the information, it alters your DNA. So what it turns you in, we don't know, because they've never what's the word? They've never tested it. They've never tested it. You're the guinea pigs for this test. And if you're willing to be the guinea pig, go ahead. Be that guinea pig. But from the people that have already had it, and there's been nurses, I've heard one nurse in Alabama, Danielle Tyler, I heard she died 10 hours after taking the injection. We've heard people have died over here in the UK. We've heard people in India, Africa have also died. And some that and people that have survived have either had serious side effects or have been crippled or have been or women have not been able to have babies anymore. So, and you have to remember they've created this in less than a year. And also going back to the point that they have never isolated or purified this so-called disease, meaning it doesn't exist. My question is, if they've never done that, then how on earth can you create a vax? How? What? Can someone tell me? Have I missed something? How have you created? What have you created? What have you created? But we know, we know, and and also a lady asked again, similar thing. She asked for a freedom of information request from the HSE, and it took them 7 months to respond. It was only after pressure from social media that it got a lot of views, and they felt pressure. Then they responded, and they said the same thing. The same thing. They have no evidence that it even exists. The test has never been done. Now people must be scratching their heads thinking, well, if this is true, then why is the government still continuing? Like I said, they're working for their masters, the elites, and this is no joke. So people are going out marching and demonstrating and so forth. You should also write to your MPs and demand proof. And people should stop doing what they are asking you to do. Social distancing, wearing masks, and all this nonsense to something that doesn't even exist. And visit your families. This is a time where we should get together. They don't want us to get together. They don't want us to communicate. Did you see one of the BBC propagandists about if you get someone in the family that's a conspiracy theorist, how to deal with them? They're really scared, because now people will get together and they will communicate. Obviously, when you've got a mask on, it's hard to communicate with someone with a mask on. This is what it's about. Social distance. They don't want you to communicate. They don't want you to communicate. Showing affection, hugging sends off good hormones around your body. It strengthens your immune system. Your grandparents, they need a hug now. They need that, to feel that love. Some have been isolated since the beginning of this, and they're asking you to be inhuman. These people are demonic. I'm sorry, they're demonic. Yeah, and they don't follow God's laws. They do not. So take it or leave it. All right, take it or leave it. But I would say, do your research. Do your research. And as for these so-called law, it's not a law. It's an act. to make an actual law, it's got to go through the houses of, they've got to put a bill together first. It's got to go through, whoops, let me see. Yeah, they've got to create a legal act. You have to create a bill. The bill has to be put in the Houses of Parliament. Then it goes to the House of Lords, and it's passed through, and it's got to be passed through there. Then the House of Lords sends it back to the House of Parliament for second reading. Then it goes to the Queen. It's presented to the Queen. It takes time. It really takes time. They are lying again, and if I'm wrong, because I know my channel is full of by police officers and other people. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. All right, let me know in the comments. But I know I'm not. All right, but yeah, you know, all I will say is, guys, enjoy your holiday. Enjoy your holiday. The proof is here, the proof is there. More proof is going to come out in the new year, most definitely. Enjoy your holiday. Laugh with people, sing, dance. Yeah, this planet needs positivity. Yeah, it needs positivity. It needs people to be loving and caring towards each other, not this, oh, don't come to. No, we need to do the opposite to counteract these demonic people, because they are demonic. But let me go back to this quote one more time. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children. It's not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Guys, liberate yourself. A free man or woman does not ask for permission. You are sovereign beings. So guys, get out there, throw away the fear. It does nobody no good. Throw away the fear, move yourselves forward. If this is true, which it is not, I think you know deep down in your heart, even without all these facts that are coming out left, right and centre, you know here. But we must stop kowtowing down to these people. You have the power. The people are the power, and this is what they are. This is what they're afraid of, because they know we are waking up. We are waking up, and more of us will wake up. Their time is done. Their time is over. We're now in the golden age, guys. We're in the golden age. So let's big it up. Let's unite. Get out there. Show people your love and compassion. And anyone that's out there that's still thinking there's something out there and stuff, and they're in your family, show them compassion, show them love, and let's move forward, guys. And on that note, take care, stay blessed.